Sourdough. Sourdough is the oldest documented method of leavening bread, with evidence of wild yeast fermentation in baked goods traced to ancient Egypt around 3700 BCE. The process requires no commercial yeast, only flour, water, and time. A sourdough starter is a living culture of wild lactobacillus bacteria and naturally occurring yeast strains captured from the surrounding environment. The bacteria produce lactic and acetic acids during fermentation, which give the bread its characteristic tang and simultaneously extend its shelf life by inhibiting mold growth. Each starter develops a microbial fingerprint unique to its location. The wild yeasts present in a San Francisco bakery differ meaningfully from those in a Parisian kitchen or a Tokyo flour mill. This is why authentic San Francisco sourdough, made with the local Lactobacillus San Franciscensis strain, cannot be perfectly replicated elsewhere. During the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020, global flour shortages were driven in significant part by a sudden mass interest in home sourdough baking. Google searches for the term reached their highest recorded level in history during April of that year, decades after the bread's commercial peak. Baguette. The baguette is so central to French national identity that its production method is protected by government decree. A 1993 French law, the Décret Pain, mandates that a traditional baguette contain only 4 ingredients: wheat flour, water, salt, and yeast. No additives, no preservatives, no improvers. Any baker who adds so much as ascorbic acid to accelerate fermentation cannot legally call the result a baguette de tradition française. The long, narrow shape was not accidental. Prior to the 1920s, French bakers worked through the night to have bread ready at dawn. A 1919 labor law prohibited work before 4 a.m., making the traditional round loaf, which required hours of slow baking, impractical for the morning rush. The elongated baguette bakes through in 20 to 25 minutes, solving the timing problem entirely. Its crust-to-crumb ratio is unusually high by design. The thin crust shatters audibly when pressed, a quality French consumers use as a primary freshness indicator. In 2022, the art of baguette making was added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List, the first bread in history to receive the designation. Rye bread. Rye bread dominated Northern and Eastern European diets for over 1,000 years, not by preference, but by geography. Rye is among the most cold-tolerant of all grain crops, capable of germinating at temperatures as low as 1 degree Celsius and thriving in the acidic, nutrient-poor soils of Scandinavia, Germany, Poland, Russia, where wheat struggled to grow reliably. For centuries, dark rye bread was the primary caloric source for populations across the Baltic and the North Sea coastlines. The grain behaves completely differently from wheat during baking. Rye contains very little gluten-forming protein, which means it cannot trap carbon dioxide the way wheat dough does. The loaves are dense by nature, not by accident. German pumpernickel, the darkest and most intensely flavored rye bread, is baked at low temperatures between 120 and 130 degrees Celsius for up to 24 hours in a sealed tin. The extended heat triggers the Maillard reaction repeatedly throughout the dense crumb, converting starches and proteins into the complex, almost chocolatey flavor compounds that define the bread. A properly made pumpernickel contains no coloring. Its near-black interior is entirely a product of time and temperature. Flatbread is the oldest form of bread that exists and the most geographically widespread. Archaeological evidence from a site in northeastern Jordan documents the baking of flatbreads from wild grain approximately 14,400 years ago, roughly 4,000 years before agriculture itself was established. Flatbreads require no leavening agent, no oven, and minimal equipment, which made them the universal solution to grain processing across every culture that discovered them independently. The category spans an enormous range of distinct preparations. Indian roti is made from whole wheat flour and cooked on a dry iron griddle called a tawa. Ethiopian injera, made from fermented teff flour, is simultaneously a bread and a serving vessel. An entire meal is placed on top of it and eaten with the hands. Mexican tortillas, traditionally made from nixtamalized corn, dried maize kernels treated with an alkaline solution of calcium hydroxide, were consumed by Mesoamerican civilizations for at least 3,500 years before European contact. The nixtamalization process, discovered by the Olmec, dramatically increases the bioavailability of niacin in corn, preventing the nutritional deficiency disease pellagra. European colonizers who adopted corn without adopting nixtamalization suffered epidemic pellagra outbreaks for centuries. Brioche. Brioche sits at the boundary between bread and pastry. French law classifies it as a viennoiserie, a category distinct from both standard bread and cake, because its fat content far exceeds what any functional loaf requires. A classic brioche recipe contains enough butter to constitute 50% of the flour weight, along with eggs that further enrich the dough with fat and protein. The result is a crumb so tender and fine-grained that it tears in sheets rather than crumbling. The bread originates in Normandy, one of France's primary dairy regions, where butter was historically abundant and cheap enough to use extravagantly in baking. The first documented recipe appears in a 15th century Norman manuscript. Its association with Marie Antoinette, the alleged, quote, "let them eat brioche," originally attributed to her in response to bread shortages, has been disproven by historians. The phrase appears in Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Confessions, written in 1765, when Marie Antoinette was 9 years old and still living in Austria. The specific technique that makes brioche structurally possible is a long, cold fermentation. The butter is incorporated into the dough in small pieces over an extended mixing period. Then, the dough rests overnight in a refrigerator, allowing the gluten to develop slowly without the fat breaking down the structure entirely. Pita. Pita is one of the few breads where the baking process itself is the defining feature. When a disk of leavened dough enters an extremely hot oven, typically above 230 degrees Celsius, the surface seals almost instantly from the intense heat, trapping steam generated by the dough's moisture content. That steam has nowhere to escape except inward, inflating the bread into a hollow sphere within 90 seconds. When it cools, the two layers collapse back together but remain separated by a thin air pocket, the pocket that defines the bread. The bread has been produced continuously in the Middle East for at least 4,000 years, with evidence of its basic form found at Bronze Age sites across the Levant. Modern Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, Syria, and Greece each claim versions of it as a national staple, with minor variations in thickness and flour composition distinguishing regional styles. The Greek pita, used in gyros, is thicker and contains no pocket. It is a fundamentally different product, sharing only the name. Commercial pita, produced in industrial ovens, often fails to form proper pockets because the temperature is insufficient to create the rapid steam expansion the traditional method depends on. Injera. Injera is made from teff, a grain so small that a single teaspoon holds approximately 3,000 seeds. Teff is indigenous to the Ethiopian highlands, where it has been cultivated for at least 5,000 years, and it remains the primary dietary staple for over 70 million people across Ethiopia and Eritrea. The grain is notable for being naturally gluten-free while still producing a fermented, leavened bread, a combination almost unique in the global grain repertoire. The fermentation process takes 2 to 3 days at room temperature, during which wild yeasts and lactobacillus bacteria consume the teff's natural sugars, producing carbon dioxide and lactic acid. The resulting batter is poured in a wide circle onto a clay griddle called a mitad, heated over open fire or electric coil, and covered briefly while steam cooks the surface. The finished injera is approximately 60 centimeters in diameter, spongy in texture, and covered in the small holes, called eyes, that form as carbon dioxide escapes through the surface during cooking. Its flavor is distinctly sour and slightly earthy. In Ethiopian dining culture, injera functions simultaneously as plate, utensil, and food. The entire meal is served on top of it, and pieces are torn from the edges to scoop up stews and salads. Ciabatta. Ciabatta is one of the youngest breads in this list, and one of the most deliberately invented. It was created in 1982 by baker Arnaldo Cavallari in Odria, a town in the Veneto region of northeastern Italy, as a direct competitive response to the French baguette, which had been gaining popularity in Italian markets. Cavallari named it ciabatta, the Italian word for slipper, because of its long, flat, somewhat irregular shape. The bread's defining characteristic is an extremely high water content. Ciabatta dough typically contains water at 75 to 80% of the flour weight, one of the highest hydration ratios of any commercially produced bread. This excess water creates large, irregular air pockets throughout the crumb during baking, producing the open, chewy interior that distinguishes it from denser Italian breads. The wet dough is almost impossible to shape by hand in the traditional sense. It is poured rather than formed, and its final shape is largely determined by gravity. Cavallari patented the name and recipe in 1982 and licensed it to bakers across Europe, making ciabatta one of the rare modern breads with a documented single inventor, a specific birth date, and a legal ownership history. Challah. Challah is a ceremonial Jewish bread with a documented history stretching back to the Hebrew Bible, where it appears as one of the priestly offerings in the Temple of Jerusalem. The word itself refers specifically to the portion of dough that Jewish law requires to be separated and set aside, historically given to the Kohanim, the priestly class, before the remainder is baked. This ritual separation, known as hafreshat challah, remains an observed practice in Orthodox Jewish households today. The characteristic braided form, most commonly associated with challah, developed in 15th century Europe, where Ashkenazi Jewish communities adopted the braiding technique from regional German bread traditions and applied it to their Sabbath loaves. A standard 3-strand braid is most common, though 6-strand and 12-strand braids appear for high holidays. The dough is enriched with eggs and oil, never butter, as combining dairy and meat is prohibited under Jewish dietary law, and the bread is intended to accompany meat meals. The surface is brushed with egg wash before baking, producing the deep mahogany glaze that makes a properly baked challah visually distinctive. Round challahs, rather than braided ones, are traditional for Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, symbolizing the cyclical nature of the year. Naan. Naan is leavened with a combination of yeast and yogurt, a dual fermentation that produces both the carbon dioxide responsible for its rise and the lactic acid that gives the bread its subtle tang. The yogurt also contributes fat and protein, making naan noticeably softer and more pliable than most flatbreads. The first written reference to the bread appears in the notes of the Indo-Persian poet Amir Khusro in 1300 CE, describing naan-e-tunuk and naan-e-tanuri served at the imperial court in Delhi. Traditional naan is cooked in a tandoor, a cylindrical clay oven that reaches internal temperatures between 480 and 500 degrees Celsius, far hotter than any conventional domestic oven. The shaped dough is slapped directly onto the inner wall of the preheated tandoor, where it adheres through a combination of moisture and surface starch. It bakes in 60 to 90 seconds, developing charred bubbles on its surface from direct contact with the clay and intense radiant heat from the walls. The resulting texture, simultaneously crisp at the high points and soft in the lower sections, cannot be replicated in a standard oven, which is why restaurant naan and home-baked naan taste fundamentally different regardless of the recipe used. Wonder Bread and industrial bread. In 1921, the Continental Baking Company launched Wonder Bread in the United States, and within 2 decades, it had fundamentally altered what an entire nation understood bread to be. The bread was soft, white, uniform, pre-sliced, a product of industrial precision rather than artisan craft. Sliced bread itself had only been commercially available since 1928, when Otto Frederick Rollwetter's mechanical bread slicer was first used at the Chillicothe Baking Company in Missouri. The phrase, "the greatest thing since sliced bread," entered American English within years of the invention. Industrial bread production introduced a chemical and mechanical process called the Chorley-Wood bread process, developed in Britain in 1961, which reduced fermentation time from hours to minutes by replacing slow yeast activity with high-speed mechanical mixing and chemical additives. The process cut production time by 70% and allowed bakers to use lower protein wheat, making bread dramatically cheaper to produce. Today, approximately 80% of all bread sold in the United Kingdom is made using the Chorley-Wood process. Critics argue that the elimination of slow fermentation removes the enzymatic breakdown of gluten that makes traditionally fermented bread easier to digest, a claim that has driven the modern sourdough revival among consumers, seeking bread their digestive systems recognize as food rather than as an industrial product.